Greetings. It's Thursday, June 19th, 2008, day 19 of the Southern Cross Novel Challenge. I find it hard to believe that it's been 19 days already. We're more than past the halfway point, on our way to the goal of writing 50,000 words in the month of June. Now, I reached 25,000 words on Sunday, so I was very happy about that because that's the halfway point. I was able to take a look at what I'd accomplished so far, judge my average, and see how I'm going towards the 50,000. And the numbers look good. So what I decided to do then, not so much a decision as a necessity, was I took the next 2 days off because I had developed a cold from all those late nights writing, and I had a whole lot of work piling up that I had to do in addition to writing. So I let the story kind of simmer for a little bit in the back of my head. I got some work done. Monday, that felt great because I knew I had the leeway. I could manage it. Tuesday, thought, well, I'll write a little extra tomorrow. I can manage it. Wednesday, which was yesterday, I had to face facts. There was no way I was going to let that day go by without some writing. So I knuckled in again and was able to sit down and come at the story with a fresh perspective. And a lot of the ways that I write, which I'm sure many writers write this way, is I'll start with a scene. I'm not a writer who starts at page 1 and works all the way through to the last chapter. A lot of people can do that. My brain's not that connected. So what I do have is teasers. Like when you watch a teaser trailer from a movie, I have these bursts of cool scenes or scenes that I'd like to write, scenes that interest me, scenes that drive the story or are important in some way. So what I just do is sit down and I just write what I've got because I figure it's there and might as well write it while I have it. So up to this point, basically what I've been doing is mostly writing scenes. And when I've run out of scenes, I've worked on character development, transitional scenes so that I can get them from point A to point B and not put the reader or me to sleep. So that's been working for me pretty well. But what's interesting about that process is that you can spend the whole journey working towards a goal, and you do the steps you need to do every day like clockwork, religiously. And as time goes on, you begin to feel like there never will be a reaching of the goal. It's always going to be an endless vista of just working towards something and never getting there. And it's easy to feel that way in anything in life. But I love that day when all of a sudden you sit down, you do the same thing you did yesterday, you do it again today, and then all of a sudden something's different. Last night I sat down to write a scene. There was a scene in the middle. I just sat down to write it, wrote my scene out, and all of a sudden I got to this point where I stopped and I realized that's the end of a chapter. I don't know which chapter it is, but it was the last line of a chapter. It wasn't the end of my scene, but it was a good place. It was a good cutoff point. And I thought, sweet, I've got a chapter ended. So I continued writing the scene, and it went on and it went on, and I had a lot of word count, and I started getting excited because I realized I am well into this next chapter, and this just connects perfectly with another large chunk of a scene that I'd written a couple weeks ago or last week or something like that. I thought, I've got 2 solid chapters here. This is awesome. So right now what I'm getting at is the point that I've written so many scenes that now they're going to start bumping into each other. They're going to start connecting and interweaving, and pretty soon I'm going to have a whole draft beginning to end. And I looked at that and I thought, that's a rush like there's no comparison to, because just the thought that you can actually see that all your work has come together and will actually become something, it's a dream come true. Now you can feel that in anything in life. Anytime you're working towards a goal or a dream or any kind of a task, you're going to have those days where you're going to feel like all I'm ever going to be doing is working towards it, and I'm never going to reach it. And then the day you reach it, it's going to surprise you. And it's going to feel good. So you keep working on your goals, and I'll keep working on my goals. I'm back on the horse. I've got 2,600 words last night. So, it doesn't make up for 2 whole days, but it's good. And I still can't wait to get back to that scene. So, I'll see you tomorrow.